We're really focusing on really making connections with one another. Once folks have an investment in one another, they're more likely to fight for each other. A Wider Bridge was founded in 2010. Our name comes from the full quote, which is, "The whole world is a narrow bridge, and the most important part is to not be afraid." A wider bridge, we're trying to make the bridge wider. We're trying to allow, more connections between one another, for more people to come in and connect from one place to another. We focus on equality for Israel, which is making sure that folks talk about Israel in the nuanced and complex ways that it requires. Equality in Israel, making sure that Israel is the diverse, inclusive place that we want it to be. And then justice for everyone. So really focusing on social justice initiatives that impact our LGBT community, but also knowing that our LGBT communities are part of larger communities and that we need to work to ensure that justice happens for all of us. It's a really unique community in that we exist across all other identities. We can be LGBTQ and have another race, another ethnicity, another nationality in a way that other identities don't have. So we are everywhere, and because of that, we have the unique ability to enact change across communities, and that becomes amplified when we're thinking about the fight against anti-Semitism. We bring groups of LGBTQ leaders from North America to Israel to meet with leaders of the community in Israel so they can both get an understanding of the complexity of the situation, but also make connections on things they care about. And then we were also bringing LGBTQ leaders from Israel to the US to make these similar connections as well. Because we're part of the LGBT community, we face a lot of discrimination in all different aspects of our lives, and to have this community, strengthening this community is a really important part of being able to not be afraid and being able to go out and be who you are and express who you are, whether that's talking about a relationship with Israel or talking about your LGBT community and identity, or the Jewish community. Wider Bridge is a resource here for whatever you need. So always reach out to us to discuss the LGBTQ community. As I mentioned, I know that there are letters in there, so if you don't know what those letters mean, reach out to us to talk about it. If there are issues that folks don't know about and are unsure of how to ask, we're the place for you, and that is the LGBT community. It could be the LGBT community in Israel. It could be discussing Israel with the LGBTQ community. We're absolutely here as a resource. It's really about building connections with people, and there's no wrong place to start.